And we are live.
Calm down, man.
It's a bit delayed. Is it delayed? I'm looking at the YouTube channel now, and do I have to refresh or anything?
No, YouTube actually had a 10 seconds delay. YouTube had 10.
I didn't know.
YouTube actually had a 10 seconds delay. YouTube had 10.
I didn't know.
YouTube actually.
Solomon, your mic is mute. Your mic is muted.
Hello, guys. You can hear me, right? Unmute. Can you hear me, Andy?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Okay. So my laptop just went off, and I'm using my phone now.
Okay.
So, like I said, today, welcome to Backend Community's weekly live stream. And today we are going to be discussing about building and deploying a modern application on DigitalOcean. Okay, so Andy, that is Ndifreke Friday, is going to be our speaker for today, and is a software engineer at Afara. Okay, so he's going to introduce himself when we call him. But for now, let's just talk about a little about what the backend community is all about, because I had a little confusion in the group. So backend community is just like every other community that we know, GDG and DevOps Nigeria and all of that. So basically what we do here is that we talk about any topic that is related to back-end development. Okay, so we try to share our knowledge together. We try to collaborate and work on projects together. And yeah, so that's what it's basically all about. So I want you guys to subscribe to this channel, because this is the official channel for the weekly live streams. And then you can follow us on all our social media platforms. Okay, so that being said, I would like to welcome the Ebu software engineer himself. I call him my brother. It's a nice guy. So let's welcome Andy, that's Ndifreke Friday, to give us his talk. So guys, you're welcome.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Solomon. Thank you for having me. It's a nice thing to get to show myself online once in a while. All right. So if you're watching this live stream right now, I would like you to leave a comment, even though it's hi or hey down on the top chat section on YouTube. So we know that okay. So someone is listening to whatever the hell we're saying. Yeah. Okay. So today I'm going to be talking about how to build mostly APIs. I know we said an app, which an app is basically an application, right? So we are going to build an API and with basic functionalities, and then we are going to take that API and then we are going to deploy that API to online service VPS like DigitalOcean, right? So that should be fun. All right. So Solomon, do you have any other life-changing questions you want to ask before we begin?
No, I don't. So you can just go ahead.
You sure? Now, what about you, please. What's up?
We're good. We're good to go. No questions for now.
Oh, okay. So I will be sharing my screen, and let's begin. Let's see. Share my entire screen. So there we go. Okay. Let's see. My face is a bit okay. All right. I see a couple of comments. Welcome, guys. I appreciate your time. All right. So today, mostly what I'm going to do is try to walk you through how walk you through my development process, how I work as a software developer, which would surprise you that it's really not what you would think. We are not all super geniuses and wizards, but we do what we can. The most important thing when developing a software, it's trying to get to the end goal, which is get to the finished product. But before then, you have to set up. I think one of the hurdles of making an application is setting up it's going through your authentication process, right? So that is what we are going to go through now. We are going to go through your sign up process, which includes like the whole authentication workflow, right? From register to login to I think register goes with verify email, verify your account, which is verify your email address. Sometimes it might be verify your phone. But in this instance, we are only going to talk about verifying your email address. Then would have your login, and then would have reset your password. I would really like to go like all the way down to building something really cool, but then we are going to rush the process a little bit so we can go into deploying your app on DigitalOcean, which has some tricky aspect to it too, because you have to um, install all the dependencies and set up your Nginx and stuff. So enough talking. Let's begin. Let's begin. So let me see. Chinoms, thank you. Okay, what am I going to do now? So can you imagine? Watching anime and this comes up. So let's see. Close this up. Close this up. All right, so let's fasten this up. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to create a directory. Normally what I do is to clear things up. So normally what I do is, so this is my index directory. Yeah, I have nothing to hide, so yeah, that's it. Yeah, so first things first. Let's see.
Hello, Andy.
I hope you can still see my screen.
No, I can't see your screen.
You sure?
Yeah.
Can still see my screen now?
No, I'm seeing your face, guy.
Just my face.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. Oh,
Have you clicked on share
can't
screen?
see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen right now. Okay, share screen. Are you sure there's no like some kind of settings on your part? Because I'm sharing my screen quite all right.
No. Oh man.
Check if you need some kind of fancy your screen. Working on it. Okay.
Can you hear me? So we are seeing your screen now. You can continue.
So
Hello?
yeah, I can hear you.
We can see your
All
screen, so
right,
you can
so
continue.
let's begin. Sorry for the delay. Let's get down to it. So first off, what I do before I start up anything is I try to, first thing first, we create a directory. So this is node. Let me see. Do I have any directory called node? I have a code directory. Right. So what do I have? What do I have? So create create a directory called node, and I say node. Um, yeah, so basically, what I'm going to try to do is create a simple API. Right. The main goal here is to walk you through how you would create an API in production. What you can use in, let's say, your personal project, or where you work, your company, right? So the first thing that anybody needs to do before you to
Not to come to your house. Honestly, talk to me well. Don't be doing this. I am not that kind of girl. I like normal.
I'm sorry, what?
Not fair. I've told you. I'm not that kind of girl.
There's a
Eh,
noise coming.
Still up. Just
hmm?
still up.
So you're not following me.
What's that? Solomon, is that you?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. What's up?
Please, please, guys, someone should mute his mic so we can concentrate. All right. So what we do is what anyone does when you start a node project, you do an npm init, right? And that's why to create your package.json. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's about that. And I'm opening up. All right, so here we are. The first thing I like to do is we are not going to write any test for now. We are not writing any test for now. So I'm going to change this to stats. Stats is going to run npm server.js. Okay. So I have this package I use for my test development. You can install it. It's called NudeMon. NudeMon, basically what NudeMon does is it watches your file, and when you make a save, it will start your Node server, which is pretty cool. So I would have it on my dev scripts and call that NudeMon server.js. Right? Okay. Now we create our server file, server.js. Yes. And we are going to start doing some heavy installation. Okay. First and first, we need Express. What else do we need? Npm install Express. For a Hello World app, what else do we need? We need Morgan. Morgan for login. Morgan. And we need yeah, I think we'll go with that for now. Whatever else, anything else we need, we'll install it as we move along. We already have like 19 minutes we've wasted here. Right, so now we have Express const. So now it's time to talk about what makes you a great or a lazy developer is that you have to practically Google everything, which is which is basically what we are going to be doing now. Express. There is a get started script. The most important thing is to know where to get your right. So this is what we'll be doing. We'll have what's this? Okay, so I have express is equal to where first. Yep. Up equal to express first. Yes. And then we have so I would have this right. So basically Express is as it says here in the homepage, fast, unopinionated, minimalist web framework for Nodejs. It basically helps you set up your web server as fast as possible, and it stays away from your development process. It's not like a full-blown framework like let's say something like Lava or something like Adonis.js or something like what's it called? There's this other framework that basically tells you how you should behave. So let's fasten this up. So we have our server, and if I run npm dev npm, sorry, npm run, but port is not defined. Port is equal to 3000. Okay, so see what NudeMon does. npm run dev. It's the same thing as running NudeMon server.js, right? This is Node server.js, right? So it starts your server for you. I've been using it like for the longest. It's a nice package for development, right? So yeah, so we have that now. The next thing I'm going to do is to try and set up our environment. And what we need is first things first. We need .env. I think that's the name. I basically try not to remember anything because it's better for me if I just know where to find them. npm.env. Please, if you have any questions, just ask me immediately. I'm looking at the chat now. Let me see that I can definitely hear you. So, .env, it's zero dependency module that loads environment variables from a .env file. It's a very neat package. It's awesome. I think I have a WhatsApp message. Let me check if it's a question. Okay, it's my friend. Cool. All right. So let's move on. So I'm going to install .env. I think I did that already. Yeah, it says here require .env the topmost part of the application as soon as possible. So we're going to put it directly below. What's this? Require .env. Let's config. Right? So now that we have this, we can do a whole lot with this, right? We can add our .env file, right? So now we can move some of our configs that, sometimes if you're building an application, when you move to production, sometimes you change the ports, right? And you definitely change your database configurations, right? And something like email configurations, your MailChimp keys, your what's it called again? Your Cloudinary keys, and some other secret identity kind of keys, right? Some other secret keys that you'll be adding to your application. You don't add it directly to your application. Those variables that changes, most of your variables that that okay, these variables might change in production, or this is secret. I don't want people knowing about this, right? So you put that in your env file, right? So what do we need? We need ports. Okay. We need ports. Our port is we're still using 3000. I would add everything I need now, but let's just leave it for now until whatever we need, we just add immediately. So, so this is going to be like a real world process where you just see how exactly I develop, which is a lot of googling, a lot of it. Right. So now that we have this, what I want to do now is to set up, I like setting up like a route file where routes.js, right? So I set up a route file where all my routes and everything they go to, and then I make a controller, but that's later. For now, for now, this is equal to require express. I don't even know what. Let's see. Always read the docs, guys. Always read the docs. Okay. What the hell? So if I'm really not going to show me how to import a writer, hopefully I have, let's make this fast. I have an article I wrote on my site about this. That's the good thing about writing. You don't really have to, you don't ever have to stress yourself again. You can just go back to what you wrote. Let me see. Router. Express router. So const router is equal to express router. That's it. We're on track, right? So now that we are on track, we are going to create our first endpoint, which is going to be our index endpoint, obviously. So we have router. Let's get it will be a slash. It's a function, which it takes a callback function, which gives us access to request and response, and then return a response.json message. Index index of API. Not too cliche, really. And okay, now that we have this, we have to require this file, right? We have everything about Node or any application whatsoever. I've noticed this in almost every language. There is an entry point, and everything is tied to that entry point, right? So server.js is our entry point. Whatever we are doing should find its way back to server.js, right? So what we are going to do here is to get our routes, which is in require I'm also checking the questions. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm checking the WhatsApp group, and I'm also I have the I have the YouTube thingy open on my phone. I don't know. So our routes is in the same in the root folder, which is the same folder as our index file. So you have one dot, and then you get your routes, right? If it was one level deep, two level left, we'll explain it as we go. So this is our routes. So as it says in the docs, I think one of the most amazing things that would happen to a developer is knowing how to find stuff in the documentation, right? So this right here, how to use your routes, right? It's the router method. So it says here, this is how to use your route. So we are going to do exactly that. We are going to have slash API API for now. And then we are going to put our routes. All right, time to see what exactly we have been doing. npm run dev. Oh, okay. So this error here says type error requires a middleware function, but got basically it's saying basically the problem here is we did not export our router, right? So we were supposed to export our router. So we have modules, module.exports default to router. Yeah. And I think we should be good now. Yeah. Now our application is running and let's test it out. Boy, do I love .env, man. Like localhost 3000. Cannot get local. Okay, we don't have that route. We have slash API. Yes. So yeah, message index of API. Right. So we are off to a good start. Definitely off to a good start. Was that a question? No. Definitely off to a good start. Sorry, guys. All right. So what's the next thing we have to do now? The next thing we have to do is we are going to make our register endpoint. Right. To make our register endpoint, we are going to need a couple of things. First, we to register a user, we are going to need a database, right, to manage users' data and other stuff like that, right? So first things first. Oh, someone's sharing my WhatsApp. Some people don't like the information online, right? First is first. What I like to do is I like to make a folder. I like to make like I have everything in my controller and then I just put all my routes in one file, right? Sometimes I have like 300 routes in one file. I mean, I think it's because I started as a Laravel developer, so I'm pretty used to all my routes being in one file. So we are going to do that. We are going to need a controller and the models directory. It's already 5. I hope we can be very fast about this. Right? So both are going to have an index folder, which is where we load all the files. There's a JS. You see a reason for this soon enough. Yeah. Okay. So now what we need is to connect our database, right? To connect our database, we are going to need Mongoose. I'll be using MongoDB for this tutorial. So if you want to install MongoDB, it's quite easy. You can just go through. There is you can search MongoDB community server or edition or something. Anyone just community edition, and it takes you directly to the docs, and there is like a bunch of select your OS, and let's say for Ubuntu or for Mac OS, they're basically like a bunch of instructions on how to install. It's pretty straightforward. You just copy and paste, and it's all good. Yeah. So that is it for but for managing, we are going to use an ODM called. Our tabs are getting long. This is something. We are going to use Mongoose, right? You know that joke when they talk about when developers make about having their tabs, they have like lots of tabs when they are looking for ways to fix their problem, and once they find the problem, they just start closing the tab. It's like that, but I don't do that when I have problems. I do that when I'm creating my own problems. So yeah, it shows you how to connect to Mongoose, right? It's pretty neat, pretty neat, pretty neat actually. So we are going to install Mongoose. I have a different tab that I think that I did. Right? Npm install Mongoose. This country, man. I was looking forward to 5G before the conspiracy theories, man. I need a faster network. And that is exactly what I need, right? So if there is this neat way I like to connect to my API, I think it's in the documentation. It's in connections. There is disconnects. I need something with a callback. I need something with a callback. Where is it? Where is it? Aha, this is it. So yeah, this is the one we'll be using. I should copy it, or I should just leave it. Let's copy this. Oh, my advice to you guys is just this is not a tutorial about how smart I am. It's a tutorial about how I work on a daily basis, which is what I'm going to show you. So we are going to have you take a URI, it takes an option, and it handles your error. So for error, we are going to say, we're going to say console.log, console.log, enable. On this, we are going to do console.log. Is connected. My phone battery is dead. Right. Since we have this now, we are going to need this. So one thing I do as a software developer, one thing that helps you as a software developer is having like references. What I do is if I feel like I'm going to get back to this later, I write an article about it, which is most of my technical articles are basically for myself. It's basically for myself actually. And then we have options. So for options, we have a bunch of options. Let's see. New URL parser. This is one of the options. There are a couple of more options that you should use, um, for compatibility issues. Let me see. I have new URL parser. You have this unified topology, create index. Really forgotten what these options are for. I know that this particular one is for this new URL parser. It's for MongoDB Mongoose basically did some changes, breaking changes. So they are new to their current version. So yeah, if you don't specify, they use the legacy they use legacy options, which might be a problem for you, obviously. So for our URI, we are going to use let's see, we are going to use process.env.mongoose mongo URL. Right? So we are getting process.env. What it does, it gets your a variable like mongo URL, mongo URL here. Okay, we didn't do this here. Process.env dot right. Basically, it gets so basically you get your environmental variables from your env, which is put in it. So now we need a mongo URI. Yeah. Some of these things, I mostly try to not remember anything. If you have like a photographic memory, good for you. I applaud. I applaud you. Yeah, but this is so. What we are going to do is this is a URL. This is how you a URL. This is how you connect to MongoDB. You have your local host. MongoDB runs on port 270117. Some people change it in production for security reasons, but this is its default port, right? And whatever is attached to it after the port is its DB name, right? So you have a URL, the host, the port, and the DB name, right? So our DB name would be cool app or something, right? Cool app or oats app. Nice. Right. So now we have something. So if we restart this just by saving, we'll know if we are connected to our database or not. There, database connected. Awesome. So we are now connected to our database, right? So next thing on our list is I'm going to try. What I do is I'm going to add our oats controller. Should make it capital letter. Yes. Nodejs, right? So yeah. So we have Nodejs, and in our model we have user.js, right? First things first is we'll make our user model. Our user model is going to manage our users, how structure our users data. And since we are using Mongoose ODM, which is what they call themselves, elegant MongoDB object modeling for Node.js. Sounds powerful. Right. So const mongoose is equal to require. Right. So now we are making our mongoose schema. Mongoose. Right. Const schema is equal to mongoose.schema. Yeah? Is that how it is? So I have to cross check something, guys. I have my battery is running down. My country. Yeah. All right. So let's see. schema. Right, so tool I wrote some time ago, build a Nodejs REST API. So we are basically going to do some of the things I wrote here and more and more. Mostly more, right? It's putting it. You can check it out later. It's which is good. So we are going to be doing more stuff, hopefully. The fun comes when we dive into the server, mm, which is neat. So first, we have a user schema is equal to schema. Schema is a function that takes an object over name in string, takes a type of type string, required. I hope I know what I'm doing, sure. Yeah, required, true, unique, blah blah blah, all this stuff. I have all this stuff. I should just copy all these things and paste to save us a considerable amount of time, right? Mostly I'll just try to explain it, right? Okay, so let's just use this. Don't worry, I'm copying my code, so it's fine. It's not stealing if it's yours already. It's not stealing if it's yours. So we need a JWT secret. So this requires MongoDB. This requires bcrypt.js for encrypting our passwords. This requires JSON Web Token for stateless this thing, stateless authentication. Right? So we have our name, we have an email. It's email is required and it's unique. Same thing for the password. Sometimes, right? So what we are going to do is go to our env and we are going to add. Let's see. I don't know. Looks very small. It's better, right? So we need a JWT secrets, my env, which is this is a very big secret, right? This guy using a long string for it, right? So here we want what I want to do is I want to be saving. When you save your password, you can just save plain password, and you have your schema. You have a method in your schema. Like Mongoose have these hooks that you can hook into, like when you're saving your documents, when you're updating your documents, stuff like that. When you're deleting your documents, right? Or when you're reading your documents. So they have these hooks that you can hook into and make some changes to the documents before saving or updating or deleting, right? So you have pre-save. So we have so this is a nice little helper method, helper objects, helper property they give to check if sometimes when you're saving your document, it could be that you're updating it, and it's not a new document. So yeah, I'm checking if it's a new document. Don't make changes to it unless it is a new document, right? So if it's a new document, you hash it, and yeah. So this is like I said, if you ever feel like nothing is making sense, always turn to your always turn to the documentation. People make a lot of mistakes by not reading the documentation. You read the documentation and everything is clear. It's it's it gets it's intimidating at first, but if you keep doing it, you're basically going to understand everything. This is how you hash a password. and this is how you compare a password. That's as simple as it is, right? So here we are assigning a password, right? If you look in the documentation here, they say we can set, okay, here we hash a password, and we hash a password, and this is a method for validating your password, right? So you validate if choose the right method or something, right? So you have bcreate.compare sync, you take an encrypted password, and then you compare it with the password in the database. Yeah. Right. So this method signs JWT. If you have any questions, you don't understand what JWT is, just ask. Uh, so J JSON JSON web token again. Hmm. Let me ask Solomon how long do I have so I can stop this? How long do I have? Hmm. I'm going to try and fasten this up as much as I can.
Andy,
Yeah?
yeah, I hope you're not having any challenges.
Yeah, how long do I have? 1 hour? Yeah, how long do I have? 1 hour?
It's basically not up to 1 hour again, so this is already 52 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so just round up, It's
Yeah, so
don't think about the time,
yeah,
just round up.
okay. So what I'm going to do is basically we wanted something like very, very uh, as fast as possible, but I'm going to keep it short for now, so we can jump into the good stuff, right? The good stuff. Good stuff. I know everywhere, almost everyone is here for DigitalOcean, so I'm not even going to sweat it. All right. So we have this. So guys, read the article because I'm mostly going to copy and paste for now because we don't have enough time. So I use this to require every single model, um, every single file in a in sorry what yeah, so I use it to require every single file in my directory, in a single directory, right? So basically I'm requiring all this. So this function, it reads the directory, right? This is part gets the full parts of this directory, which is controller, right? Reads all the files in the directory, and for each file, we split it. We split it between the file name and the file extension, right? So this splits between the file name and the file extension, right? And we export that particular file name as a module. We export that module, right? So each file should export a module which we require and then export um, to our routes.js file. It's a bit complicated, but it's easy to get. Really easy to get. So here we have our register. I wanted to like move into I think mostly we have a register controller. Mm-hmm. We have a user model. So it requires user. So this same code goes to our model too. Right. So yeah. So this is a good this is another package I use for validation. Right. I like it because it's straightforward and it reminds me of a framework I used to write or I still write. Right. So on our register method, we have the rules. It's how the package works. If you check the documentation, you have rules, and then you pass in your request.body, right? Which is which is basically all the things you're doing, right? And then you have yeah. So this is where we create the JWT, which is the helper function we made um, in our model.js, right? And then we send that we send the data back to the user. I'm using this thing. I'm using object destructuring, I think, which is what is it called again? I've forgotten. But basically, this is the same thing as user user. Right? This is the same thing as user. This is the same thing as token, right? You just pass in and Nodejs knows what to do. Right? So this is another validation I'm using. Like when MongoDB throws an error, there's usually different code for a particular error, and it shows an error code of 11000 for unique key constraints. Problem with duplicate data. Let's say like duplicate data like your email, right? So I know that okay, this is I only have a unique data of email. Yes, but I know that whenever that kind of error comes up, whenever that code comes up, I know that it's an email problem. So I send a message. The email already exists, right? So and I said um, an email error, right? So what we do now is with our register now set up. uh, really hope so we can get our controllers is equal to require controllers controller dot controller, yeah, it's basically. So if you require a folder in Node.js, I think well yeah, this is if you're a newbie here, I think you might appreciate this one. If you require a folder, Node.js would basically go into that folder and find an index file, right? So it will go into this folder and it will find this index file. And this index file loads this old file, right? So that means we could do something like this. Router dot for register we'll use post. We'll use something like register. And then the router require a callback. And a callback could also be a function that you've pre-written, which is this. This is our callback in this instance. So what you do is say controllers dot put dot register. See, print it, right? We can also have other. So with this now, you could have almost all your routes in the same folder. Then you could have something like login. You could have login. Yeah, and so on and so forth. Like you could have like different controllers, and you can have. So if you wanted to know how many routes do I have in my comp, I find it like really hard like when someone it's when I go into a Node API, and then so and yeah, everyone is waiting for the deployment, right? Right. So I found out that I can see like all the routes. I like to see all my routes in one file, so I can just go through and know that, oh, these are all the routes we have for this API. Because when I look at the routes, I kind of like the routes kind of like tell me, okay, it's kind of like sometimes it explains the API. So I like let your controllers be very descriptive, right? And the methods in your controller should also be descriptive. So if you look at this now, you see, okay, you see a route of register, you see controllers, oath register, and okay, this registers users, and so on and so forth. So you can look at this one file and say, oh, we have this endpoint, this endpoint, this endpoint. Yeah, practically know what this API does. It helps when you're working with other teams, then going into than having like five. You see, some people like to have like 5 routes in one folder, in one file, and then they have 5 routes in another file. And like, I don't know exactly. I know you're trying to do something like separation of consents or something, but it's a bit much if you ask me. It's a bit much. Right. So let's just we do just register for now, and I'm going to like talk through the whole development process. I'm just going to talk through the rest of it without practicing it. Hopefully you are going to act on it, and then you could call me up and ask me questions. I'm on WhatsApp, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. Whatever questions you need, I am your Nodejs guy. Yeah. So now that we have this, I'm guessing we can we can test out our API. Yes, we could. Yes, we could. So for testing your APIs for newbies, I know most of the people we have here are not newbies. They're like senior developers. Or let's see. What am I even doing? So we are going to have localhost API/register. I think I'm supposed to have something. So to test our API, this is the endpoint. So this is Postman. Postman is used for testing your API. Another needs this thing. Another needs tool that I like to use. So we have ND. We have email in the codes, gmail.com. Password. Password is secret. Yeah, yeah. That's that. So now we are going to need something for passing this for passing JSON JSON request and URL form and encoded request, and you can check uh, this question response. Ah, there's no time. There's no time. Let's URL form encoded. So basically, what we need this two. We need this two, right? Right. So this is for passing. This is for passing JSON request. This middleware for passing JSON request. It comes with Express. It used to be it works with body parser under the hood. Same with this one. This one works with body parser under the hood. The new version of Express kind of like puts body parser under the into the framework, because yeah, why not? Yeah. So URL encoded, and yeah, let's try this out. What is this? Module not found. Yeah, we've not installed indicative. So npm install indicative. Some of the new packages we kind of like use. So indicative bits. Yes. But again, JSON web token. Ah. So since we are going to be if you are going to push this to Git, one of the things I would like everyone to know is mostly when you're working with an API, sometimes you work in teams or always have the mindset that someone else is going to take over your project, right? So you move whatever whenever env your application depends on, you move it to an examples env.examples file. The examples is what you push to Git, right? So what you do is you move your config here and keep this. You can keep this like XXX. Anything that's secret, you just kind of replace it with X, or you can leave it empty, and then you push that to Git. And very important, you add touch Git ignore. This is very important. Like, guys, this is like, if you don't learn anything from me today, right? Remove Git ignore. touch Git ignore. Touche. Right? Ignore. Don't push your node modules. Everybody makes that mistake. Don't push your env and any other thing you feel that shouldn't go online. Don't just put it in your Git ignore. I take that like pretty seriously. Take that very serious. So we're back up, and let's try this, guys. Let's try error. API/register cannot get API/register. That's true. It's a post. Supposed to be a post request actually. Right. So yes. So we registered our user, and we have the token. Right. We are good to go. It's awesome actually. Very much awesome. So we have our setup. We have a good setup going. You could add. What we could do now is we could add like a middleware. What I do is since my middleware is basically going to be like one file, so I don't put it like, I don't have like a middleware folder. Just have like one file, middleware.js. If I don't know if it's going to go, if I'm going to have other middlewares for now, but if it does go, right, if it does go, then I am going to, if it does go, then I'll move it into a folder, and then you can have like different files for your different middlewares, right? But for now, it's just a file. And we are out of time, so I'm just going to explain the rest. Just going to explain the rest. Okay, so first off, what other routes that we need is we need a login route. we need verify. So verify route is basically to verify your emails, right? So when a user registers, right, you send an email to them, right? I made node mail helper. I made a helper package for sending SMTP images, or for sending let's see, can't even see my own distance self. npm equals. Go figure. Seriously, guys. So I have this package you could use for sending emails. It's the same thing because I love environment variables so much. So you set up your environment variables and then you put whatever you put your credentials, right? And then you require the email. You require the helper, and it's pretty neat and straightforward. It's a template. Template is like your HTML files, your email HTML file, and the subjects, data you are inserting into the HTML file, and then you just send. It's pretty simple. So that is what we would use for sending emails if we were going to do that. And we need um, password, right? Password, password requests, requests. Password. Okay, we need password email. Same thing. We need password. Password resets. So this resets the password. So like this is basically all we need for our oats for now. But there's not like much time, so so let's move on. I'm going to comment this out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now. I'll hold this. So our API works. Our API works, and we have an index route. Feel like I should push this to Google or something. All right, let's make it up. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking so though. Yeah, I want to test one endpoint and then move to deployment. Right? Yeah, you're reading my mind. Right. So I'd make an endpoint. Test. Uh, so it's okay. This public. All right. So this is the origin. So first things first. It's add everything. It's add. It's commits. Yeah, it's tradition. Initial commits. It's now we are going to add our remote URL git push that you region master as usual. All right, so now that we have our code repository online, which is awesome. That it's a small code. There's not much of a time for us to get into the good stuff, but yeah. So uh, so for our agenda of the day, while we are all here, DigitalOcean. So now we are going to deploy our wonderful app to DigitalOcean. Mm. Mhm. Uh, I'm having internet problems, guys, but we'll keep at it. Ah, ah. Okay, cool, cool. It's still audible, which is good. Which is definitely good. Ah, mm, let me close this out. Close this too. Let's close this too. Mm, mm. Oh, no, no, no. Let me see if I can change my network.
Hello guys, so I think Andy is having a little challenges, so let's just hold on and let him come up again.
All right. We had no challenge, but we are back. Okay.
Andy, please share your screen again.
Yeah, I'm coming. We did that just now. Okay. All right. Share my entire screen. Aha. Can you see my screen now? Yeah.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Good. All right. So I just signed up. I signed up for DigitalOcean yesterday for this presentation. Um, so so when you sign up, this is basically what you get, right? This is all you see. So yeah, so we have our API on GitHub, right? Which is cool. So first things first, we need a droplets. So everything on DigitalOcean works with droplets. So I'm going to create a droplet. Right? So my favorite, my favorite. So you select a distribution of a Linux distribution you like. Um, I prefer Ubuntu. So whatever makes you happy, do that. Honestly, right? So we are going to choose a $5 plan because I'm going to be deleting this uh, this immediately after this. Mhm. Got it. So you choose a location that's closest to you. I mostly use London or Frankfurt. New York is definitely very far away. If your users are mostly Nigerian users, so you have to choose like a data center that's like really close to you. So so you choose your volume. This is what I like. You choose your data center, Frankfurt or London, whatever makes you happy, right? And your SSH keys, right? Mm, mm. I should do one on it. Let's just type SSH key. Uh, this is why I don't like using this. So a password, a root password, we'll do back and backend dev. Mm, nice. Or Okay. All right. So backend dev would be nice. Don't try to copy the password. You can still log in. I'll keep these droplets up for about 2 hours or so, and then I'm deleting it. So so yeah. Enable backup now. What exactly am I missing? Backend dev. Backend one. Mm, backend one dev. What am I missing? One uppercase. No. Boy, so at least 8 characters long, must contain one uppercase, must contain one number. What's all this? Cannot contain. Yeah. So mostly I just use SSH keys, which uh which mm, which is nice. So let's try that. Let's use an SSH key. So that's how you would use a password. Um, use an SSH key. Mm. Shit. Shit. Yeah, so I'll be regenerating. If you copy this key, it's probably not going to work for you. I'll be regenerating a new one. So please, that's for you though. So you have, let's try this again. Cat ID RSA. I have time to explain this though. So you can reach out to me if you want to know how to use the SSH keys. For now, let's just use the password backend one dev. Hopefully, I can remember whatever. Let me send it somewhere. I'm telling you guys, I don't remember nothing. Right? So you create your droplets, right? Nice. So DigitalOcean is pretty easy, really. It's pretty easy. You So now that we have our droplets created, we are going to SSH. Let me see SSH into the server with the password. Mm, doing this in a while. So. Yeah. Because of big when we get to it. So, right. So SSH. So basically, what you do is once you've created your droplet, you copy your IP address, right, and then you SSH into the server. So at the IP address. So SSH, username, password, I think that's P or something. Sorry, dash P. No, dash P is for ports. Okay, that's the password. It just come up. Yes, password. So we have back and back and one there. Oh, so we are in. This is our server. Your server is since we made we created an Ubuntu droplet. It's basically like having an Ubuntu OS, right? So whatever you do on your Ubuntu OS is the same thing you would do on digital on your droplets. So it's basically having an OS as a server. Yeah. So mhm. Basically have to fasten up. So first things first, we are going to install NVM. I have like 30 more minutes to install all these things. Hopefully we can finish before. So I install NVM. ls-a cat.bash lc. We have a so what I did is I just checked if we have this there. So turns out we do. So I would refresh NVM, and then we have NVM. So we have it. Clear. I can't be faster than this, but then I won't be able to explain it. So just bear with me. So NVM is your node version manager. NVM install node 12. So now we have Nodejs on +2. So we now have Node installed, right? The next thing we want to do is okay. Let me install MongoDB, which is the next thing we have to do. Apps. Let's update. Okay, to add this. So what we are doing now is, remember how I told you like there's a manual for installing MongoDB on we don't need sudo, we are root. So let me see. Let's see if I can end the broadcast. Nope, I can't end the broadcast. Only you can. right? So what were we doing? We were installing MongoDB. So apt-get install MongoDB. As soon as MongoDB is installed, you can start MongoDB with system control, start MongoDB. Now, one other thing we need, since we now have Node, npm comes with Node, so we can now install PM2. PM2. So EM2 is a production process manager for Nodejs. Check it out. npm install PM2-G. Okay, so you have that. You have PM2 startup. Okay, so if your awesome. So now we have Node installed on our we have Node installed. I don't know if this is visible enough. We have Node installed. We have MongoDB installed, and then we have PM2 installed. So the next thing I'm going to do is we are going to bring in our code, right? So this is our code base. Bit clone node the API. Receiving the API. API install. Install all our dependencies. So if I run npm run npm starts. Okay. Right. So currently, if you do so when we push our code online, we had an example env file. See, this is why I said have an example env file, right? So what we will do is we'll copy. Our code is failing because we don't have our env variables. So copy dot env.example into .env, right? And we use vim to edit our .env. And so for secrets, it's say select I to edit with vim, production secrets. And save. Right? Now that we have that, we can do npm starts. And our API is up on our server, but then if you close your server, your API dies, right? So that is why we need PM2. Control C, yeah. So PM2 is going to start our server for us. PM2 starts. PM2 starts. into start server.js. Okay. So now we have our API online. Let's try that out. This HTTP IP 3000. Yeah, so our API is online on port 3000. Cool. So next on our agenda is to install a web server. So we are going to use a reverse proxy. So we'll be using Nginx, which is my favorite web server. Nginx, fun fact, Nginx was supposed to be a reverse proxy. It's started as a reverse proxy, which is, and now it's a very good web server. So app install Nginx. Mm-hmm. 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 Let's see if there are questions online.
Leave that there.
No questions. Also. All right, cool. Okay, so now that we have Nginx, we should see Nginx. Awesome. Welcome to Nginx. Right. Now we need to configure our reverse proxy. So we're going to cylinder etc Nginx / new sites available. Mm-hmm. We have defaults, so I am going to delete the defaults. I'm going to touch tests. So I have a configuration on my gist. Remember what I said about don't have these configurations of it, but I have one I made recently. We are going to go through that one. This is it. Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to use this. This contains other this thing which we don't need. I'm going to delete this. Need this. And then need this too. So first we are going to have the server. Right? We need a server name. I want it to catch everything, so it's just going to be this, right? And I need it to listing on port 80. Okay, I think that's about it. For our location, okay, catch everything under the index words and route it to I have this configuration for a reverse proxy. Try as much as possible to explain. So here is the proxy pass. Proxy pass is you pass your internal remote proxy server, internal server, and then you set a couple of headers that you need. You need a connection header, set it to upgrade just in case you are going to use something. You are going to change your connection to something like what's it called? WebSockets or something like that, or you are probably going to upgrade your. So if you set your connection to upgrade, you give the connection a flexibility to upgrade to, let's say, from 1 to 2 or to a different kind of scheme altogether. Then you have hosts, and then you have the host header, which sends um, the host to the remote server. And then you have the IP, real IP, you pass it to your application. You have the scheme, and then you have the X forwarded for and the HTTP upgrade. All the good stuff. And I think this is all we need. This should be all we need, hopefully. In the next, since we think to different directory. Linux command. Okay. All right. So what we want to do now is to link this particular file to sites enable, basically enabling the site. So ln-s tests, so etc slash nginx slash sites enable. Nginx, that's unit. And now we have an issue. Mm. Too many levels of Simlink. What's this now? This no madness. Ah, let me see. Hmm. The errors, man. Welcome to the server. Trying to get something off. Where did I see that? Oh, should be it's. Hmm. Command I'm looking for should be right here. Hmm. Ah, what's this? Mm. Okay. Mm. Ah, the link problem. Okay, everything seems good now. Mm. Just- So, okay. Boy, am I sweating. Let's see the efforts of our good work. Right. So, aha. So, all right, 30 minutes. We had 30 minutes to install this stuff, and then we think we kept to our time. All right. So, um, so here we did a little bit of built a little bit of Hayward API, and then we deployed that API to DigitalOcean. I'll go around this again. We created our droplets, SSH into our droplets, install our net-registry dependency, which is Node, MongoDB, and PM2 for managing our node process. And then we installed Nginx as our reverse proxy server, right? So that's about it. Till we meet next time. Stay tuned. All right. Cool. Bye. Well, that's everything for now. I don't even know how to end this channel.
Yeah, Andy, what's up? Are you done with the stuff?
Yes, we are done. Yeah, Google Anime. That's the good
Okay,
stuff.
guys. So that
Right.
was
So,
a long one, and
yeah,
I thank everybody that still stayed. I want to really appreciate it, and I will try to edit the video and make it shorter so that it will be presentable, and then I will share the link again. So, guys, I want to say thank you. If you have any question, you can drop it on the comment section, or you can drop it on the WhatsApp group. Okay, and it will be answered. So we've already taken about 2 hours, and that's so long. So I will be ending the presentation now. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Andy,
yeah,
well done.
yeah, doing well. Thank you for